What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And let's talk about an uncomfortable conversation in Cowboys Nation, which is Dak Prescott's contract. There's been both sides of the argument proven true for the Jerry Jones family and Dak Prescott in his camp, his agent. Some say Dak deserves $40 million. Some say Dak deserves $35 million. We don't know the numbers. We're just here for speculation. But what I'm seeing is a lot of truth is not being said about this situation. So here's the reason why Dak Prescott did not get $40 million. Yes, it's because of politics in the NFL system and the Cowboy system. Dak Prescott's agent tried to, strong arm Jerry Jones. And as you know, Jerry Jones is very prideful. Jerry Jones rules with an iron fist. He doesn't listen to everybody. He's arrogant in a way. I have to be honest, as a Cowboy fan. So if he doesn't want to listen to people in his corner, then how is he going to listen to an agent? Remember, Will McClay. We all know he's a GM of the Cowboys, but since Jerry Jones wanted the title to be the GM, he took that name away from Will McClay and gave him a de facto GM. That's all truth. For anyone who knows football knows that Will McClay is the real GM. He just doesn't have the title to his name. And shout out to 704 Bound Charlotte. He's also the member of New Media. He represents New Media. Shout out to True the King. Ray DeRosa says Dak better than Goff, though. Yes, he is better than Goff. You know why? Because Dak is bigger, stronger, and more durable. Yes, he was hurt this year. But besides this year, Dak was the healthiest quarterback in the NFL. It wasn't even close. But I'm going to tell you what the Cowboys are going to do in the medium room. What they're going to do is have Dak and his representatives in the big boy table. They're going to put up all the stats, and they're going to put out what have he done for them. Because the NFL is what have you done for me lately business. They're going to say, yeah, you did well in your rookie year. We were 13-3, lost the first playoff game against Aaron Rodgers. And then they're going to talk about the second year when they went 9-7. And that was a year that Ezekiel Elliott was suspended for 6 games. They missed the playoffs. And then they're going to mention the 2018 year. They're going to tell his agent and they're going to tell Dak, well, you did make the playoffs and you did beat Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, but we had to make a trade to get Amari Cooper. And then they're going to bring up the 2019 year and they're going to pull out the stats. Yeah, you had great stats, Dak, but we didn't make the playoffs. So you see how the politics comes into play in contracts? This is the reason why I always state that team wins should not be a part of a quarterback's negotiations. Sometimes injuries happen, bad coaches, bad offensive coordinators. As you know, Kellen Moore is an overrated offensive coordinator. He's very predictable. That's why the offense is very slow in the first quarter. The offense has slow starts all the time. Besides the horrible defense this year that has been played, everybody knows that the Cowboys always start out lackluster in the first minutes of a game on offense. And with a bad defense, that doesn't really help. And that's why Dak Prescott has to do miraculous comebacks every single game. But shout out to IVD Press. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Ray DeRosa says Dak was Iron Man before this year. He absolutely was. What do they say in the NFL? The best ability is what? Availability. Always. But I heard a rumor that I don't know if it's true, but that the Cowboys were willing to trade Dak for Deshaun Watson. I don't think it's true at all. I just think it's media hype. If anything, Deshaun Watson will probably go to the 49ers, Carolina Panthers, those type of teams. Salute to everyone in the chat. Salute to SB Sports One. He says, salute to DJ. Thank you, my brother. 704 Bound Charlotte says, Watson said he wants to go to the Jets. Now, I hope they get the right team around him. I like the Jets coach, Robert Saleh. You saw what Saleh did with the 49ers and what he did this year. Now, the 49ers didn't make the playoffs, but I believe the 49ers had the record number of injuries, which was 28. And Robert Saleh still had a top 15 defense. So if he could do that with injured players, just think what he could do it with the Jets and their untapped potential on defense. They got good D-line at the Jets. They probably need a number one corner to shore that up on defense. I like what the Jets done with their offensive coordinators. They got Matt LaFleur's brother as an OC. But back to the discussion, it's really tough to be a black man and a quarterback in the NFL. And I know a lot of people in this chat are going to be like, it's not about race and all this bull crap. Let's keep it real with everybody. For a brother that's in the NFL, they got to go above and beyond to prove a point. Lamar Jackson has won MVPs, broke a lot of records, done a lot of amazing stuff in the league. They're still talking about he couldn't take his team to a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson had a minor injury and couldn't play the remainder of the game against Buffalo. That changed the whole game. But they don't talk about that. They just said, oh, that's a loss. This is why new media is important. We're here to rectify all the wrongs of old media and to bring up truth, that raw truth that you deservedly need. That's what we're here for. And this is an important discussion. Look at Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins had a rocky year, but Ron Rivera did not want to build around him at all. Was put in a horrible situation. Hopefully he could right the wrongs with Pittsburgh. But it's tough. Maurice Rouse says, give Dak a defense. Here's what the Cowboys are going to do with this. They're going to go to the media. Let's say if they gave Dak this contract, because I know how Jerry Jones is. They're going to go to the media and said, we gave Dak $40 million a year because we trust him and we think that he can take us to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and we have all the pieces we need. Jerry Jones is going to say that. And then they're going to ask him, are you going to put players around him? And then he's going to say, we're going to be cost efficient. And they're going to mention the cap, and they're going to mention that since they gave Dak $40 million, that they can't get defensive studs. So they're gonna plant that excuse. Look out for it. They're gonna plant the excuse. They're going to make some shit up. You know how the Jones family is. Like, there are a couple players that the Cowboys could get that wouldn't hurt the cap that much. They could get Justin Simmons, the safety from the Broncos. He's legit. You pair him with a young secondary and Trayvon Diggs at the corner. You put him on that side. And the Cowboys need one middle linebacker for insurance purposes and a plug-and-play defensive tackle. There's too many short defensive tackles on the Cowboys. Sorry, Antoine Woods, you're a good guy. You do Twitch, you do fun streams on Twitch, but he's a small defensive tackle. They need a 6'5", 330, 350-pound D tackle to shore up that middle right there. And can the Dallas Cowboys please trade Jalen Smith? I know that Jalen Smith is Jerry Jones' pet player. He loves Jalen Smith. I mean, He always talked great about Jalen Smith. And then Jalen Smith at the end of the season, what did he say? Look at the film. You know what, Jalen Smith, I looked at the film. You know what I saw? I saw a player whiffing on tackles. Now, he has the tackle numbers, but how many times did you see Jalen Smith miss the gaps? Don't worry, I'll wait. He's been doing that all season and playing like crap. So, safety, Justin Simmons, I hope they get him from Denver. A durable linebacker that can just hit the gaps, and a big, tough defensive tackle. And they could work out the rest through the draft. But in this draft, they should go defense, 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 defense. The only way the Cowboys should go offense in the first round, if it's Kyle Pitts, who I believe could be one of the best tight ends to play this game. He's that good. From Florida, if they get Kyle Pitts, you can't pass on the Kyle Pitts. That is the only player that I could settle for offense if I was the Cowboys. Everybody else, no. Maurice Rouse says, how good is Watson? He went 4-12. See, this is the reason why for contract negotiations, you can never go on team records because some organizations are just bad. No defense, no leadership, no direction. They wouldn't even give Deshaun Watson say-so on the head coach and on the GM. Everybody and their mama know that Deshaun Watson wanted Louis Riddick, that's a commentator on ESPN, to be a GM, and Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator from the Chiefs, to be the head coach. Everyone knew that. But the Texans and their good old boy system did not listen to Watson. Now shines are mad at Deshaun Watson for controlling his future with the team, his destiny. He's supposed to do that. I want all players to exercise their power. The league is owned by rich owners, mostly white, of course. But the players are minority, most of them. They should have a say-so. Michael James says, sounds like my Raiders defense. Yeah, your Raiders have to get another safety, man. That safety play this year was horrible. It left the corners. They made the corners' job for the Raiders a lot worse. Yeah, they got to shore that up, brother. Ray says 70% of NFL is black. True. They got to keep that mindset. They got to say, hey, this is our league. Yeah, the owners own it. But if the players don't play, the NFL wouldn't be the NFL. Ray says Houston about to lose Harden and Watson. That's what it looks like, man. That's what it looks like. If they don't shake this up, man, they're about to lose some players. They're about to lose star players, to be exact. But yeah, man, what does a brother got to do in the NFL to make a name? Maurice is right. Maurice Rouse says owners don't care. They don't care, man. You are their boy, quote unquote, to them. They give you a contract. They believe it in their mind that the player is owned by them. So that's why I'm for players to get the bag, man. But I'm going to tell you what I don't want to see from the Cowboys. I don't want to see the Cowboys continue to do these bargain basement deals to shore up weaknesses. They did that this year. It didn't work out. They acquired Dontari Poe earlier in 2020. He was out of shape. He wasn't ready to play, and they cut him. They cut his big ass out the team. So they don't need to be doing that again. Get real deal mid-tier or elite. It's either mid-tier or elite players. Don't get athletes who are just trying to go to the Cowboys to chill in Frisco, Texas. And shout out to Mr. Jones. He says new media. Yeah, repping that new media, man. Join the movement. Join the site, man. And this is where it's at. You're not going to get it anywhere better than this. Also, shout out to Hoop Jargon, my brother, my YouTube brother. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He talks about pop culture, HBCUs, football, basketball, ball family, you name it. Maurice says, where are the black coaches? It's not that many black coaches, to be honest. How you going to have a 70% black league and not enough black coaches? Again, this is not complaining. This is just the facts. If I had a league, right? If I had a sports league where it had 70% Asians and there's only 2 or 5% Asian coaches, that wouldn't make sense. The same rules apply. Daryl Spencer says he's the best quarterback for them available right now. Well, the Cowboys got to do this. If you're not trying to sign Dak, you have to have a plan B. Who is going to be the quarterback of the Cowboys? Who's going to do what Dak does? Are you going to do it in the draft? Are you going to try to trade up for a quarterback? Like, what are you going to do? Because the Cowboys got the number 10th pick, and they need to shore up on defense. You can't, meaning the Cowboys, they can't afford to lose their draft picks trying to trade up. Are you trying to wait till Zach Wilson gets there? The quarterback from BYU? Are you trying to wait for Trey Lance? And shout out to the brother Rev. He repping that new media. He said, we in this thing, man. New media is life, man. Join the movement, man. This is a family. It's all love. This is all support, man. New media. And look out for the new media merch. I think in a couple weeks or so, I'll probably release it, but look out for it, man. Marie says, we can play, but can't teach. Wow, that's what it is. So they're telling the brothers, yeah, you could play for us, but you can't teach everybody else the game. So they're insulting our intelligence. That's what it seems like. And more players should speak up about it. I've seen a couple players speak up. Patrick Mahomes spoke up about it. And everybody's surprised. Oh, Patrick Mahomes spoke up. Of course he'll speak up. The coach, besides Andy Reid, that's helped him become the quarterback he is, which is Eric Bieniemy, the brother. And to know he doesn't have a head coaching job is ludicrous. So I wasn't surprised when Mahomes lashed out about his offensive coordinator not getting a head coaching job. He was telling them, why not give the man a job who has helped this organization, especially the organization get to a Super Bowl? Andy Reid has not won a Super Bowl in the Eagles or anywhere else. He won a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and with Eric Bieniemy. And he gave Eric Bieniemy all the props in the world in press conference. He'll tell you that. And like Ray said, real neck recognize real. That's real, man. Do you think the Chiefs would have won a Super Bowl without Eric Bieniemy? Yes or no? I want y'all to be honest. Shout out to Daniel Sims representing that new media, man. He also joining the movement. A Payne says, I'm a diehard Dallas fan, but they let me down so bad, I don't even want to talk about it. I want to talk about our interview. Man, we're going to talk about that stuff tonight, brother. You know, we're going to switch it up time to time. But yeah, man, these quarterbacks, they're always put in a tough situation. They always got to play hurt. There was news that Patrick Mahomes, even though he passed a concussion, he may have certain signs of a concussion, but he got to play. And I'm sure the organization told Patrick Mahomes, we paid you $450 million, $500 million. You're going to play. So do I think that Patrick Mahomes is able to play? Probably, but he's still concussed, man. He got hit hard. That's the game in the NFL. When you sign that contract, man, you belong to him. I ain't trying to sound harsh. I'm just y'all know how the game is, man. New media, yes indeed. Darius Ewing says, I want Dak to go to a different team. There are some teams he could go to. I don't want to bring that up because I'm a Cowboys fan, but if we're being real, the Colts can get him. The 49ers can get him. Really, the Colts, because the 49ers need to pay some players. Maurice Hamrick says, who's your Super Bowl pick, DJ? I'll go with the Rams and Chiefs. No, I'm tripping. The Packers and Chiefs. The Packers and Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes. That will be the Super Bowl of Super Bowls. Maurice says they said it was a neck nerve. Yeah. We'll see about that. Trust me, I used to play football and I used to have a concussion, man. I know what those concussions feel like, man. You dizzy, man. You throwing up. You feel like crap. Shout out to Uncle Vern for the $1.99 super chat. Uncle Vern in the house showing some love, man. Oh, Michael James got Bucks and Bills. That wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if the Bucks went to the Super Bowl. Here's why. I just heard news. Even though Antonio Brown's not playing, Vita Vea just came back. He's a big 300-plus pound D tackle, and he's going to shore up that defensive line. That's a big deal for the Bucks. So that may make a difference. Daniel Sims says, I got Buccaneers and Chiefs. That could happen. The State Farm Bowl, that's my pick too. All right. A Payne says, Mahomes should not be playing. The guy was really hurt. Everybody saw it live TV, and any other time he would be out for weeks. That's what I'm saying. That didn't look like a neck nerve. Come on now. We're smarter than that. That was a full-blown injury. And I just saw it in his face, man. He was just sick. He got hit hard, man. Like, he got hit hard. He got knocked out. He got knocked the F out. But, man. 704 Bounce says, shout out to Vernon, Uncle Vern. Uncle Vern, the real one, man. I love it when Uncle Vern comes to the show because you don't know what he's going to say, but you know he's going to give that old school talk. He reminds me just like my uncles. That's why I gave him the nickname. Maurice Hamrick says, Bucks Bills will be the least rated Super Bowl. Tired of seeing Tom Brady. I can't really say that. Tom Brady actually has fans. Give him some props. But the Buccaneers going to a Super Bowl, they're going to root for him as an underdog, even though they probably don't want Tom Brady to win 7. The Bucks going to a Super Bowl, that's a big deal. Uh-oh. We got the gang here.
Yes,
we got the gang here. What's good, Hoop Jargon?
What's good, brother? I see you talking about them Cowboys and football, man. I'm with it. You hear me, brother?
I hear you now.
All right, yeah. See, about the Cowboys and some football, man. I'm with it.
Exactly, man. I'm glad you joined on, man. So what you think the Cowboys gonna do with Dak, brother? And I got some people that just sub to your channel, man. You blowing
Man,
up, my
appreciate
brother.
it. Yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who like my commentary, man. I try to, keep it funky. I'm gonna drop 2 videos next week. One by Russell Westbrook, one by KD, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Man, so Cowboys, man, I just, you know what, man, it's the hard thing in the world to be a Dallas Cowboy fan, man. Being from Houston, living in Dallas, living in California now, man, I'm not gonna lie, man, our fans be all over the place, bro. So I say all that to say, there's so many things I hear that we should do, and I've been hearing some goofy shit like we need to keep Andy Dalton and trade Dak, and I'll let Dak walk. I'm like, nah, man. We need to do what we set to do last year, man. Solidify the line. We need to start looking for some O-line. It's time to draft again on the O-line front. We got to re-sign Dak. I mean, we got to start getting some dogs on defense, man. And that's just, I don't think there's nothing more intricate than that need to be said.
Exactly. You know who an offensive lineman I'm trying to get? I'll hope the Cowboys get, but I know they're not in the range for him. Penei Sewell.
Where's he at?
Penei Sewell from Oregon. They said this brother is like the next great offensive lineman, man.
Yeah. You know what? I'm scared of Oregon up front players because, a name, and it's probably going to go over people's heads. Igor Olshansky.
Oh,
he was
man.
supposed to. You remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. Boy.
He was supposed to be the next best thing out of Oregon, and, man, he was ASS, capitalized. So I think Oregon skill players turn out next level, but with the guys, the hog maulers, the D linemen, I'm a little, let me back it up. Pac-10 guys, man, or Pac-12. I'm a little shaky, man, of what they made of in those mean positions, man. So I hope you're right, though, bro. I hope you're right. And I hope we can get him.
Man, Penei Sewell, he probably, man, I don't see him leaving out of that top 5.
Okay.
Then again, I saw a mock draft the other day that had Penei Sewell falling to 10 to the Cowboys.
Okay,
so I
we at 10?
Yeah, we're at 10.
We did win like 7. Yeah, we did win 7 games.
Now, here, I'm gonna tell you this mock draft, right? They said the only way the Cowboys could get Penei Sewell. So if Jacksonville sticks to the plan, they're gonna get Trevor Lawrence. We all know that. The Jets, if they get Zach Wilson or one of those quarterbacks, the Ohio State quarterback as well, Justin Fields or Trey Lance, that can happen. You already know that the Dolphins want a receiver. So Jamar Chase is definitely the pick. Now, people will say Devontae Smith, but people are going to forget Jamar Chase was that dude for LSU. He sat out this year because of COVID. And he's going to blow up some numbers. He's been trending all year. It's either him or Devontae Smith. Now the Falcons at 4. My guess is they're going to get a quarterback. Matt Ryan is old in today's NFL. If you're a slew-footed quarterback, which he is, you have no place unless you can get the ball.
Too, though. He's old.
Yes, he is. And the difference between him and Tom Brady gets the ball out quicker. That's how he can be a pocket passer in the NFL still in the new game. The Bengals, they're going to get offensive linemen. Now, some people are saying that they're going to get the offensive lineman from Northwestern, Rashawn Slater. Rashawn Slater is another talented offensive tackle. He played this year, so they could be like, well, since Rashawn played this year for Northwestern, they may take the safe route and get him. Remember, Penei Sewell did not play this year. He opted out.
Okay.
Number 6, they're getting corner, and I hate this, but I know they're going to get him, Patrick Surtain.
That name, boy. Patrick Surtain Jr.
Boy, we getting old, man. I remember Patrick Surtain Sr. played for the Dolphins. Am I correct?
Yeah, I didn't think he retired that long ago. Damn, that's crazy how that. Asante Samuel's son is going to be in this draft, too.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that crazy? Tyler Vrabel is gonna be a lineman. Look out for it too. That's gonna be, God damn it, the Titans coach son, Mark
Uh,
Vrabel's son.
yeah, Mark Vrabel's son. Yeah,
Yeah, his son's in the draft as well.
boy, that's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
True the King. Shout out to True the King. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. He said Tom Brady the GOAT. A
It's
lot of people
arguable.
don't like. Yeah, that's possible, man. I mean, I can't hate on Tom Brady. He's a winner. Uh,
He definitely that.
and third, do you realize in the playoffs, in Super Bowls and playoffs, Tom Brady has a high third down completion rating. So in the years where the Patriots will have a great defense, Tom Brady will make key third down throws when they need it, when it's a low scoring game. That's when you know
Facts.
you're great. Third down.
That's where your money. That's where your money opportunities come.
Exactly. True the King says, as long as Jerry Jones is the owner of the Cowboys, we be in shambles. Yep. See, Jerry Jones, it's not just Jimmy Johnson not being there and him firing him or whatever in the mid 90s, the salary cap. So back then, before 1995, the NFL did not have a salary cap. So Jerry Jones, all he had to do was overpay players and he'll get them. Now you
Yep.
can't do that. So the
You're right.
Patriots and other winning organizations, they found a way to do well without a salary cap.
Well, it was what the Patriots did is they stopped overpaying for legacy. They paid for production. So the Patriots didn't go and get names. They got guys who are high on their rubric of time on the field and efficiency and what have you. And it's a scary thing to do because fans want names. You know, Jerry Jones, he gonna go after names. So you don't appeal to the fans unless you're winning, and that's what Belichick did a great job of doing. Of when they price themselves out the market, he walked. And there's not too many teams that's willing to do that in this era because they don't want to let big names leave. And Belichick unlocked that code where you don't have to pay for names, you pay for production. It's scary though. That's why nobody else does it really.
Yeah, I said earlier on the show, brother, I said that the Cowboys got to build through this draft on defense because they overpaid
Hell,
for some bums on with Jalen Smith. He was a bum this year. Um, just the secondary is not as good. We only got one really solid secondary in Trayvon Diggs. Everybody else is just taco meat. They need to go. They need to fix a lot of things. And in this mock draft, they have number 7, the Detroit Lions taking Devontae Smith. They have the Panthers at 8 taking let me see, Justin Fields.
yep.
That's a big time deal. If you're a Charlotte fan and Justin Fields fall to 8, that is a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just as good as these quarterbacks that projected to go higher than him.
Yep,
But
he can move. I mean, they got two quarterbacks that can move already with P.J. Walker and Teddy Bridgewater, but
yeah,
you still want a young guy that can build around. So yeah, I'm not against that at all. I think Justin Fields is gonna be fine with this latest iteration of the NFL for sure.
brother, I knew Justin Fields was a dog when he played in the national championship game with broken ribs or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't just beat that type of toughness. And then number 9, they have the Denver Broncos taking a corner, Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley, I've seen him play on TV for Virginia Tech. Now they talk about Surtain, but Caleb Farley is really that dude, man. Like he's got more speed than Surtain, believe it or not. Surtain
Mm-hmm.
is one of those strong muscle corners that's very textbook.
Yeah,
But Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech has high potential.
I think they should go quarterback, man. Trey Lance should still be on the board, right?
Not on this mock draft, but Trey Lance can fall. Like he could go number 10. I mean, not number 10, number 11, past 10, 12. He's all over the place on mock drafts.
Yeah, I think that the Broncos should trade up. I mean, how long they been playing the quarterback carousel game? You know what I'm saying? Like, it had like 12 quarterbacks in the last 4 years. You know what I'm saying? It feels like. And I think that their run game, I mean, they got Melvin Gordon, they got Phillip Lindsay. Phillip Lindsay was a great feel-good story 2 years ago. Right now, he's damn near unusable. You know what I mean? So they need some dynamics on that offensive. You got, Sutton, who's going to be a great receiver. I think we all see that. You got Judy back there. It's going to be a good receiver. Well, a great receiver, too. You got to get somebody moving that needle behind center, man.
Exactly. They're going to have to do it, man. They're going to have to
They
do
got to
it.
trade up. They got to trade up and get a playmaker, man. I mean, look at all the misses. They had Paxton Lynch. Freaking, who's the guy they got now? God dog it, man. You know how I give names.
Yeah. Dang, he's a scrub. We can't remember the name.
Man, dog, they got so many. It's hard to remember these fuckers.
They
They're
play
supposed
so
to
many
get
quarterbacks.
Kaepernick. Dang it, Drew Lock. They got freaking who they had back there? They had Case Keenum at one point. They just blow through so many guys, and none of them are working out. They had that the gentleman who was he's like a second generation NFL quarterback. He played a little bit this year. His dad played NFL. Dang it, I can't think of his name. He was all right. Yeah, Noah Fan was his dad played for like the Bills, I believe. Yeah, they brought Joe Flacco in. They just got bodies. They just steady rotating, but they never brought a guy in who got potential to do it. Even like, I mean, Jalen Hurts had, spurts as far as controlling the offense, whereas you bring in guys like Nate Peterman and all that stuff. They just guys, man. You're going to roll them through. Chase Daniel, you're just going to roll them through. And I feel like Denver's just been they've been a culprit of just bringing those kind of guys in after the Peyton Manning experiment. And so, Mark Ripken's son. That's what I'm thinking of.
It's Rippin. That's what I'm
Rippin.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Son, like, I mean, they just bring bodies, man. It's like, come on, you got to bring somebody who's going to be a mover shaker at some point. So they should trade up, in my opinion.
And I'm saying this to all the Broncos fans that may be listening. Trade up. Stop being cheap. Trade up. Get a player.
Hell yeah.
That fits your organization. You got running backs. You got a dominant tight end in Noah Fant. You got Jerry Jeudy, who's very talented. If Jerry Jeudy had a normal quarterback, he probably would have had 1,000+ yards, most likely. Not even probably. He would have had 1,000+ yards. Or you could trade for Deshaun Watson. Do something.
Yep, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Carolina Panthers, they could trade a bunch of their picks to get Deshaun Watson. I think that would be a great move because the NFC South is going to look a lot different. The Saints, Drew Brees is going to retire, but I think the Saints may be better at quarterback. Let's be honest, Brees looked terrible this year.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan, you don't know what they're going to do with Atlanta Falcons. And then the Bucks, is this going to be Tom Brady's last year?
Yep. More likely.
I mean, I know the Bucks got a pretty good defense. They get takeaways. They give up yards. So the Carolina Panthers and their fans, they're excited right now. If you look on social media, they're very excited because they know they are a quarterback away from wrecking-ish, like causing problems. I would not be surprised if the Carolina Panthers take the NFC South next year. Matt Rule has a great offensive scheme, fun new defense, and they have good players. They got good receivers. All they need is a consistent quarterback. He doesn't have to be a superstar. Just give the ball to the playmakers. That's all you have to do, man. And shout out to Drop the Mic. He says, talk to him, DJ, New Media. No doubt.
Yes, sir. I mean, and let's be honest, the Texans need picks. Like, they don't pick until, like, the third round.
Oh, yeah, they're desperate.
You can dangle some picks in front of them in the first 2 rounds and entice them because, I mean, man, I made a video about this, man, when they traded Deshaun Watson. This was maybe March of 2020. They in football quicksand, man. They got nowhere they can go right now. And then you fell out of favor with your quarterback. You got nowhere you can go. I would trade J.J. Watt and whatever picks they want to give me for J.J. Watt, I'm taking it. You got to like do a full-on rebuild at this point. So they thirsty for picks, man. I don't know why people ain't trying to jump on that wagon already. Maybe they trying to stall them out when they get desperate, close to the draft. Which I mean, strategy, timing is everything. So I get the part. But yeah, man, like you're gonna see a lot of movement, in my opinion, from Texans because they, it's a shit show, man, and it's finally a point. Because the Texans, let's keep it a buck. They've never been talked about this much in the given off season. Well, it's not the off season yet, but you know what I mean. Like in their whole history. I'm from Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Texas getting screen time like never before. So this is a strike why, you are a figure, quote unquote, you know what I mean, as far as having assets that people want, i.e. J.J. Watt, i.e. Deshaun Watson. Because, I mean, there's nothing built to us. You saw pretty much a full roster now. I know the receivers were out, but let's keep it a buck. Will Fuller, Cowtree, Kenny Stills, and Randall Cobb, that's not going to be a receiving core that's going to really move the needle in the NFL. So you can say they out, but those are all, pretty much. I mean, Will Fuller could possibly be a legit two, but those are all like ancillary guys. You know what I mean? You're not going to use them for real time to win real football games unless it's like freaking Aaron Rodgers throwing to him or Tom Brady. So with that being said, it's the time for them to strike now, man. And they just got to do a full-on rebuild, man. It seems like they kind of pussyfoot on that, to be honest. And I think they need to get a little more aggressive. How they've been aggressive with Bill, moving those pieces, moving DeAndre Hopkins away. They got to be that aggressive moving J.J. Watt and actually getting some real value for him instead of a second-round pick. And, well, let me back up. When they got Laramie Tunsil, they got aggressive with that. When they got rid of Dwayne Brown. They got to keep that up, man, because right now it's not looking good for their future, man.
Exactly, man. Shout out to Uncle Vern for the $9.99 super chat. Yeah, man. He said, "Hey, I like how you think. Packers 2021, right. I just wouldn't be surprised. I think Aaron Rodgers and company, he knows his team has what it takes to win it all. He knows he has a great defense. They have talented cornerbacks. The D-line, the Smith brothers are dominant. They have a good running game with Jones. They have Devontae as a receiver, just killing it. He did a good job against Jalen Ramsey. They have the pieces. All they have to do is when they play against the Bucs, because the Bucs are desperate to win it all. They know they got Tom Brady. Tom Brady, no matter what you think about him, Tom Brady is a leader for some reason. When Tom Brady's in a huddle, the players, they play so hard for him. It's like they don't want to let him down.
Damn right.
That's an innate ability. So they're going to play very hard in this game because they know that if they go to the Super Bowl, even if the Bucs lose the Super Bowl, to say that Tom Brady took another team to a Super Bowl is legendary. They want to be remembered as the team that helped Tom Brady do that. So they're on a mission. But the Packers have talent and they have good coaching, and this will be an interesting game. Drop the mic says Texans can't make the D-Hop mistake again. They got to get a lot for Watson. They do. There's only a few teams that can do that. I think the Panthers can trade for multiple picks, actually, and make it work. And if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm calling up my agent and say, "Hey, man, let me go to Charlotte, man. Charlotte got Christian McCaffrey. Remember, he didn't play last year. They got a solid O-line. It's a lot better than the Texans O-line. Good offensive scheme, good training facilities, and everybody else is rebuilding in the NFC South. Man, I'm calling up my agent, and I'm letting it roll. I said, hey, do whatever you can to make that move."
Yep.
People tell me the Jets, they got the picks, but the Jets, I think they're going on a different direction, man.
They're going the same direction, which is to the bottom.
Right on, bro. Right on, man.
When they ever been going in a tangible direction? When the last time? Mark Sanchez?
Man, the Buffalo guy?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Darrelle Revis years? Shit. When can we ever say there's some positivity going on with the Jets? Yeah, I'm not feeling their phone calls. No, thank you.
I gotta say this. I talk about all things, not just ball family related. Brett Law, you're a good subscriber. You always support the channel, but we will be talking about that tonight.
You done got spoiled, bro.
Exactly. I put out so much fire content. They're like we want more, like the Loonies.
More, please. More, please.
We gotta get more. We gotta get more. No. I'm out here singing a weed song. Golly, man. He said, respect. See, that's why I like these subs, man. I understand, man. There's some good topics, but I'm saving the fire tonight because it brings out a lot of energy in nighttime, man. We get stuff out our chest. Just the energy is different. So we will be making that show tonight at 10:20 Pacific time. Rap guy says Sam Darnold is not a starting quarterback. Sam Darnold, he has talent. He's just in a horrible situation.
Yep. Let's keep naming them. Geno Smith, same thing over there. Who else was before after Geno Smith? It was doggone it. Who came after Geno Smith? Forgot who the placeholder quarterback, but I mean
Christian Hackenberg.
Hackenberg, yeah, he was from Michigan State.
No, Penn State.
Penn State. Hackenberg. I mean, you gonna keep seeing them bodies keep piling up, man. It's like the Browns, bro. You gonna keep seeing that graveyard of quarterbacks because the system is so bad. You know what I'm saying? So, I think Sam Darnold. You know, I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna put back. I don't think he's that great. I don't like USC quarterbacks, but I think he has a lot of talent, like DJ was saying. He has an arm. He actually has an ability. He actually has nuts. He's a guy who will go out there and put it all out there on the field, which you want that from that position.
Exactly.
It's just who are you gonna throw to? Le'Veon Bell never really was fully in on the process. All you had was Jalen Adams back there in the secondary. They traded him off. You really had nothing to work with. So I think we gotta just be honest about that before we give a real evaluation about Sam Darnold, man.
Yeah, I gotta see him in a different light than I see the talent. I remember, and I know you're an avid Cowboy fan like me. Remember when the Cowboys played the Jets and Sam Darnold destroyed us?
Lit our ass up. Yes, I do.
God. Now, this was the defense like we had this year. Last year's defense was just average. They weren't getting turnovers, but it was a lot better than this year. That defense last year with Byron Jones and company got lit up. That's when I knew he has talent. Just the Jets don't know how to build quarterbacks.
Yep. They don't know how to build a football team.
704 Bound, shout out to him, a member of New Media. If you want to be a member of New Media, join. You don't want to miss out. He says, my Panthers going to trade back, I believe. He said get extra picks. And he said, yeah, we taking the NFC South back. Everyone has to rebuild. So true. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. They have a great opportunity. They just got to plan it right. You got Christian McCaffrey coming back, offensive line in tune. They have a chance next year. I think the Bucs will be worse next year. I think they're going all out this year.
Yeah. That's facts.
And they better win it all this year. Because next year is not going to look the same.
Them dudes not taking them veteran minimums to come back. You can kiss Le'Veon Bell goodbye. You can kiss Antonio Brown goodbye. You're not going to have that same lineup next year. You can believe that.
You mean Fournette?
Leonard Fournette. I'm sorry. Yeah, Le'Veon Bell played for the Chiefs. I'm tripping. Yeah, you're not getting those guys for the cheap like that. So, yeah, they all in, which is, I mean, that's smart, man. You're going to go all in. Now, I got a comment on this one. CD is the only good thing for the Cowboys. He needs more looks. That's big cap. The Cowboys got one of the most talented receiver corps in the NFL, and that's just facts. Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, who's probably the best route runner in the NFL, and then CD Lamb. CD Lamb is our third best receiver. Now, In 2 years, that conversation gonna change. He's gonna be our best thing out there. There's no question about that. But
I'll
right
say,
now, as it stands, go ahead.
yeah, I'll say this, brother, not to cut you off, my bad, brother.
Are you
But
good?
CD Lamb is, I could say, the most dynamic receiver. Like he does like wild plays better than all the other ones. But Amari Cooper actually had a great year, even playing with backup quarterbacks. If you look at the numbers,
Yep.
he had a fantastic year. He lived up. You see, no one's talking about, oh, Amari Cooper didn't live up to the $20 million a year contract because he showed
Yep.
out with no
Yep.
quarterback. And
Yep.
even though Andy Dalton is a solid quarterback, I mean, he's not elite. So you got to give him his props.
He damn near though. He an outside top 10 receiver, and that's elite. It's 32 NFL teams. He's just on the outside looking in the top 10. In my book, that's the elite receiver. Now, is he like Julio Jones? No. Is he like Mike Evans? No. But who is like them? Hardly anybody. So y'all like to put these buffers on personality. What I've learned, people, when they follow a storyline or personality type they don't like, people kind of pigeonhole players. And Amari
Right.
Cooper dude, he never gonna talk. He never gonna have nothing to say. He's not a sexy player, quote unquote, to like, because he don't do nothing. Like he don't talk shit. But let's say production. So like the whole thing, oh, he don't play good on the road. He played good on the road this year. You can't box him with storylines anymore this year. So now the next thing is, you know what I mean? You're just going off of 2-year-old narratives. And that's just not so, bro. You can say he's not clutch. That's debatable. What he did not do is what he did last year was, perform poor on the road. But, the year before, he was extremely clutch. Do we got to go back to the Philadelphia game? Damn, they had 20 yards catching. And I was at that game. Had the game-winning touchdown. When the safety jumped out, it popped up, and Amari caught it. Damn, he had 200 yards catching that game. That's on his back, too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at the whole body of work. And Amari Cooper overall has been a godsend for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's just be honest about that. So I don't know where y'all get these prognostications from, because he lived to it, bro. Yeah, he had 5 touchdowns, but again, like DJ said, he's playing with backup quarterbacks down to the entire year. With Nick DiNucci, a 7th-round draft pick, started. And it took him like 3 games in to get going. Then who was the other guy? Gilbert. Gilbert ain't played the NFL down, and the Cowboys started him. So you got to understand what he was working with. You can't just hold him to touchdowns and not factor in the yards. You can't do that.
Hoop, I gotta admit this. Michael James is right when he says Cooper disappears too much. There are games where Amari Cooper has disappeared. But then again, we got to take account when you see your teammate having no good defense. I know it's not an excuse, but he's probably thinking, am I really going to risk my body taking all these hits up the middle of the field? And my team is not good enough to hold a lead or get a lead or beat a good team. I think it's the same rules apply with Zeke. I think with Zeke, you see that Zeke, when after Dak was injured, Zeke did not break tackles like he used to.
Shit, that's an understatement.
He didn't play with that fire. Now it's not an excuse, and I've made a video months ago saying that the Cowboys need to change their mentality. They need to stop thinking like if my favorite player, if my best friend is not playing, that means I should stop what I'm doing. That's a weak beta mentality. And that's why this team has not won a Super Bowl. One of the reasons the team has not won a Super Bowl since I was 4?
I was a little older. I was about 11. Yeah,
man,
that's facts. Well, I'm gonna say this too, DJ, and we dropped the ball too, not getting locker room leaders. Like I don't know why we didn't get Earl Thomas, thinking he was gonna mess up our culture. Like what cultures that mess up? And I heard this through the grapevine that Earl Thomas said this. One of my boys, I leave him nameless, who knows Earl Thomas. He's in the media. He was like, look at guys like, and I like Jalen Smith a lot. Don't get it twisted. 3rd down, we down 14 points, and Jalen Smith get a tackle to send him to punting, and he's celebrating like we up. That's a culture problem. Like, what is there to celebrate? We down 2 touchdowns and we took the offense off the field. Like, you just did your job. What are you celebrating? Like you just, solidified the game. And if you look at, and just to see, these are Earl Thomas's words. If you look at Seattle was, man, like, they knew they were on their job the whole game, man. It wasn't no celebrating going on until the game-winning play was made, and then it's time to get off the field. So I think us not getting Earl Thomas was a big mistake, and I don't understand. And let me take a step back. I don't understand Cowboy fans who start getting self-righteous. Oh, we can't get them low-character guys in. I'm like, dude, when we was at our best, we've always had questionable character guys. Like, do you know what? I can't think his name. Charles Haley. That dude is one of the most questionable dudes as far as, I mean, some people question sexuality, people question like how he tries to bully people. Those are the kind of dudes we had in our locker room. Michael Irvin getting a little nose candy going on. Like, that's when we was at our best with guys who were questionable. When T.O. came, that was probably before this iteration of the Cowboys. About 2009, when we really had a real chance to win, T.O. was back there. And you can say he separated locker room, you can say whatever. But those kind of guys is who we've always had when we're successful. So I don't see how Earl Thomas would have messed us up when we had nothing to mess up as far as defensive culture. So I think we dropped the ball big time not getting Earl, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any crap about character guys. Who do the Cowboys think they are? The damn Patriots? No,
Exactly.
you get the players you need to win. If they mess up, that's on them. But you got to gamble. Scared money don't make none. And if you
There you
sit
go.
around and be comfortable, you're not going to win Super Bowls. Look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They knew that Antonio Brown is crazy. He's a loose cannon. He's crazy as hell.
Yep.
But Tom Brady talked to Bruce Arians and told him, man, I'm not trying to do what I did last year with the Patriots and not surround me with players. I don't care if they got an attitude. I don't care if they're weird. Get them. And look
Give me
at
some
the
players.
right now.
Josh Gordon. Give me some players.
I don't care if they smoke weed all day. I'm trying to win Super Bowls. What they do behind closed doors is none of my business. That's what the Cowboys got to do. In the media,
and brother, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was saying the old media. What they would do, they would lie. They would act like the Cowboys get a bunch of bad character players right now. That's a lie. There was a time we did do that, but the problem is the Cowboys. It wasn't just the hotheads, right? It was the mindset of some of the players. They did not do what it took to win at all. They kept making excuses for themselves. And the bad thing about playing for the Cowboys, since they living in paradise pretty much in Frisco, Texas, one of the best suburbs in America, they're chilling. They got everything they want, beautiful women. You could get lackadaisical. That's the problem.
Yep. You get complacent because everybody going to treat you. It's almost like UT fans. UT players that live in Austin, Texas are treated like gods. And I dare somebody on this live to challenge me on that. And Dallas Cowboys is one of the best sports cities. And it's coming from a Houston guy. It's hard to admit this. Dallas is one of the best sports cities in America. Because they treat their players well. They respect winning. And they want it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the worst Cowboy fans you'll see, they're not from Dallas. They're not from Texas. It's these people out here in California. You ask them to name 5 people on the team, they can't do it. But they die on Cowboy fans. Let them tell it. So you got to know the dichotomy with that. And that's a great comment about Michael James. Pac-Man Jones, when we was at our best, that was like with the 07 era. Pac-Man Jones was game changer for us. He was a great addition to the team, man. I think his first game he ran back a punt or a kickoff. Brother, which one was it? You remember?
Yeah, that was a punt return.
Punt return. Like, so we had our best. I'm gonna say a controversial player. I liked Hardy. I liked him. He's a clown, yes. But that dude, man, when he was out there, when Kraken was out there playing, was it 4 years ago now? Nah, he was only dude out there rushing that quarterback. I mean, we played New England. We had, I think, Then we had we were 3 quarterbacks in. This was like right when Romo got hurt before we drafted Dak. Man, what's Hardy's first name, bro? That's the
Greg.
clothes design.
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy. He was the only thing rushing the damn quarterback that we had. And everybody blamed that season on him because he's nuts. Let's keep it a bean. That dude is nuts. But it's with the right personnel around him, dog. That's the kind of talent we needed back there, rushing and changing the culture of our defense. So I was mad we got rid of him, to be honest. I mean, I don't care. He's a piece of shit. Do you show up on Sunday? Cool. That's what we need dudes to show up on Sunday. You don't need Taco Charltons of the world where you go out there all game long and you got one quarterback back hurry, 2 tackles. And you're supposed to be brought in as a first-round all-world pass rusher. I don't want that. I don't want the light-skinned dude play D tackle. He gives us nothing. He gives us no rushes. Even D-Law. Well, D-Law had a good year this year. Now I'm not gonna cast aspersions on that brother,
Yeah,
but
he did have a good year. I ain't gonna lie.
he had a good year. Man, here's how pathetic we were. We had Alden Smith who ain't touched a football in damn near 4 years, 5. Then our best pass rusher this year. That's pathetic, man. That's pathetic. So we need more guys that can move the needle. I don't give a shit what your background is. I don't care what you gone through. These dudes gonna go out there and step out, be dogs, and change the inflection. Because obviously, what we doing ain't working. We talking about what since 1995, since our last championship. We ain't been even close to that since then. Come on, man. That's too long, bro.
Yeah, Drop the Mic says, yeah, Taco was trash. Man, he was dumpster juice, bro. Motionless, man. Trash. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't stop the run. He couldn't be a pass rusher. If the Madden was honest about Taco Charlton, you know when they give position names? Like if you're a pass rusher, a run stopper, you know what his name will be? Incognito. He's not there at all, man. He's incognito, man.
Facts.
Like for real. I used to watch games with the Cowboys when Taco was playing. I said, is he even out there? He's not doing shit. He's just there. And you know what's crazy? I said in that draft, I told a couple of homies, I said they needed to get J.J. Watt's brother, T.J.
Yeah,
Watt.
we passed on T.J. Watt. Yep.
They said he doesn't fit the defense. I'm like, I don't care.
So
He can fit the defense.
So what? Yeah, man. We dropped the ball, man. We dropped the ball even before him getting that brother from LSU at corner.
Oh, boy.
Man. Maurice Clayborn. So, I mean, it happens, though. So I'm not going to try to pick on these ones that don't hit because in any given draft, you can drop the ball. And now, I'll say this. Jerry Jones wanted Johnny Manziel, and thank God we didn't go that direction. So,
you know who saved him?
You got to give it. Huh?
His son, Stephen Jones, thank God, talked some sense. He said, we got to protect Tony Romo. And he's like, son, you're right. And that's the true story. Mike Fisher even confirmed it. Stephen Jones made a last-second call to Jerry Jones. They were actually going to pick Johnny Manziel to learn from Tony Romo. Stephen Jones put a kibosh to that. He said, man, what the hell are you doing, father? We got to protect Tony Romo. You know how many injuries he had? And then Jerry Jones was like, oh, yeah, we got to share that old line up. That was the best move they ever did.
You ain't lying. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know this man from a ham sandwich. I hate Johnny Manziel, bro. And it's not that I think he's a bad person per se. I think he's a privileged person. But when I watched him play at Texas A&M, I saw a lot of Tebow.
Right.
And then it comes out, this dude was not even studying the playbook when he played the Browns. So I was right in the moment. I was like, hell no. And I'm all for Texas kids. You know, I'm going to show up to a Texas college player. I was like, man, I don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. Because you clearly can see he's improvising. That shit don't work next level, bro. And that's why I told you about RG3. That shit does not work next level. Not when they put film on you. So, man, I'm so glad, bro. I'm not going to lie. I damn near would have considered being pausing my Cowboys fanship if we got Johnny Manziel, bro. I'm that hardened against that in the moment.
I agree, brother. And Anthony Samuel says Dak is worth $40 million easy. He is a top quarterback in the league. I'm not going to say he's Mahomes or even Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers has been beating my team so much. I can't put Dak
Boy,
over Aaron Rodgers.
boy,
But
boy.
I can say Dak is about top 6, 7. Am I correct? Hoop jargon?
Yeah, about top 7 to 10 range is fair,
Yeah, he's
especially
around
with
that range.
Breeze off the board and Rivers off the board going forward. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Music Abner says new media. Thank you for repping the movement.
Yes,
Drop the
sir.
mic. Drop the mic says Jerry got to get out of the way and stop acting like a diva. He needs to hire someone to handle the team operations. Actually, he has someone there. Drop the mic. Will McClay. What he has to do is put Will McClay as the real GM and let him have a role. As you know, Will McClay is a black man and
Yep.
he's very successful. And Jerry Jones, since he loves power, this is what he does. He paid Will McClay GM money, but he pretty much told Will McClay, I won't name you GM. I think he names him like the analyst something, right? But the reason why the Dallas Cowboys have a lot of talent through the years is because of Will McClay. That is a fact. So what Jerry got to do is, like Drop the Mic said, soak up his pride, stop acting like a diva, stop acting entitled, and give the brother Will McClay the right title he deserves. The reason why Will McClay has not left the Cowboys, and trust me, a lot of teams have called for him, is because Jerry Jones is giving him a big bag just to play his position.
Well, yeah, and it's what you call like being a de facto GM. So basically, he's basically what David Griffin was when LeBron played for Cleveland. So in total, yes, he was the GM, but you know damn well all them moves ran through who? LeBron James.
Right.
So and again, that's called being. It's like you're a GM in position title only, not in actual. That's what de facto means. So yeah, that's what you see with Jerry Jones. And Jerry Jones, I give Jones a lot of credit for building the Cowboys to who they are today. Like you look at any A block section, I don't care how good or bad we are, we gonna stay in the A block, and that's Jerry Jones doing. Inversely, we gotta start understanding that Jerry Jones gotta get the fuck out of his own way, man, and that's just a fact. He's in his own way, and he's so prideful, which most billionaires are. They're very prideful, but it's at the detriment of his own success. Because again, we haven't won anything since Barry Switzer, who basically won with Jerry Jones. I'm sorry, God dog it,
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson's team. That's what Barry Switzer is on his lecture. You know what I mean? And that's on Jerry Jones's lecture. So at the end of the day, Jerry Jones, yes, he's presided 3 championships, but it's kind of like back in the gap. You look up, you're a 50-year-old man, but you remember back when you was 20, you was getting all the honeys, and you look 30 years later, you ain't getting no more. It's like, all right, bro, that's cool. You got them back then, but what you doing now to still get the ladies? And that's kind of what Jerry Jones' problem is. He in his own way. And I'm not going to go with what some people say he trash and all that, because he's building like the most successful franchise in professional sports. That's not to be undermined. It's just that the lesson is going to be more for him as far as team success.
Right on, bro. Man, this has been a great conversation. I like when we switch it up on this channel. Of course,
Yes,
we'll talk about the Ball family here and there, but there's other topics, man. There's other topics, and I really enjoyed this conversation. It was positive. What do you think, brother? This was a positive conversation.
Yeah, man, I'm all about it, man. I'm not about foolishness. I'm about realism. And if some people don't agree with me, that's cool. But I mean, at the end of the day, we step away as men,
Right.
respectfully disagree and move on with the rest part of our life. Like that. That's how it's supposed to be, man.
Exactly, man. Well, about to end the show, but I want to tell everybody thank you for supporting the channel. Make sure you share the content with your friends, family, neighbor, whoever they are. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to King C. He enjoyed it. MC. Shout out to 704 Bound, who is a member of New Media. To be a member, make sure you join I got the link into the description box. Join the movement. This is a family, and we all play a part into making new media the best thing. So thank you. And also, Hoop Jargon, you're always welcome to the show. I respect your knowledge. Um, for those who are listening, make sure you subscribe to Hoop Jargon in this channel. Now he doesn't just talk about ball family content. Talks about football, basketball, real life situations, and we're trying to get them monetized. So support the
Yes,
brother.
sir.
All praise to the Most High. Peace.
Peace.